Beloved seeker, you've arrived at the last breath of July, but don't be deceived. This is no ordinary date. July 31st is not merely a number in a sequence of time. It is a portal, veiled in stillness, echoing with the soft sigh of cosmic endings. It is a moment written not in clocks, but in frequencies, subtle, sacred, and undeniable to those with open hearts and awakened eyes. You may feel it. The world around you hums with invisible turning. The air feels heavier but holier, like something ancient is closing its eyes and something new is preparing to open. This final moon is not just the conclusion of a lunar rhythm, it is the punctuation mark at the end of a deeply emotional sentence. Since the start of July, your soul has been walking through internal corridors. Memories resurfaced, truths sharpened, attachments were tested. You have not just moved through time, time has moved through you. And now, at the closing of this energetic book, you are being handed the final page. The moon, silent and soft, asks you not to rush to write the next chapter. She asks you to listen, because what ends now echoes. This is a checkpoint, not for your plans, but for your presence. A chance to bow at the altar of your own becoming. And in that sacred stillness, a deeper knowing emerges. The ending is not punishment. It is permission. It is prophecy. You are not being stripped. You are being shaped. Honor that. This moon is not just closing a cycle. It's weaving a bridge between the inner worlds. You shed and the frequency you are being called to embody. July was intense. A blend of eclipsed emotions, karmic flashbacks, and revelations that cracked your spirit open like thunder through still skies. And now, on July 31st, you are in between stories. This moon is the breath between heartbeats, the moment before the wave returns to shore. It is subtle, yes, but its subtlety holds immense power. You may feel like you're walking between realities, like part of you still belongs to an old timeline, while another part whispers of new possibility. That's not confusion, dear soul, that's transition, that's recalibration. The moon is not rushing you into rebirth. She is holding you lovingly while you remember who you are becoming. The cosmic tide has turned, but you are still dripping with yesterday's salt water, and that's okay. The medicine now is not motion, it is meaning. Let this moon be the integration space, the sanctuary between seasons. You are not lost. You are landing. Look closer and you'll see. The moon on this final day of July is a keeper of timelines. Not just the linear kind, but soul timelines, karmic agreements, destiny blueprints. This isn't about what happened in July, but about why it happened, and what it unlocked in you. Every emotional wave, every energetic purge, every silent night spent doubting, releasing, and surrendering, it all brought you to this, to now, to the threshold between identification and transformation. You are not who you were at the beginning of this month, even if your outer world hasn't caught up yet. This moon knows that. She doesn't demand action. She asks for witnessing, for reverence, for stillness so deep it becomes revelation, because in that stillness, you'll feel the vibration of your future self gently pulsing through your present pain. July's final moon is not a culmination. It is an invitation. And what it invites is nothing less than wholeness. This is a sacred pause, the kind of pause only the universe can orchestrate, deliberate, divine, drenched in purpose. You may feel like nothing is happening right now, but oh, everything is happening. Underneath the surface of your awareness, energy is being sorted, timelines are being sealed, and your spirit is being recalibrated to match what you've outgrown. This moon holds the medicine of completion without chaos, the grace to let go without the need to fix, figure out, or force. She whispers, don't fill the space, feel it, because in the quiet, your soul speaks. In the void, truth lands. In the soft ending of July, you are not being left behind. You are being ushered forward, slowly, gently, wisely. So let this pause be holy. Let it be enough. You are crossing an invisible threshold, one that only your higher self can see. But trust, it's real. And what awaits you on the other side will require all the lightness you gain from it. What you're laying down now, astrologically, The moon at this time floats in a tender, liminal space, likely transiting a water or earth sign. She is not demanding, but she is deeply revealing. She does not scream, she soothes. This moon sits between closure and calling. She is not full, but she is rich with inner symbolism. This is a time when your inner world matters more than the outer noise. The moon, ever the translator of the unconscious, now becomes a vessel for soul wisdom that cannot be spoken, only felt. She pulls you inward, into the tides of your emotional memory, into the gentle roots of your becoming. The energetic themes now are softness, surrender, spiritual reflection. Not everything is meant to be resolved. Some things are meant to be released. And this moon is asking you, what can you lay down that no longer fits the frequency of your future? What emotional pattern has shown you its last lesson? What identity has completed its contract with you? The answers may not come in words. They may come in waves. And that is enough. This is not an ending, not really. It is a spiritual integration, the final stitching together of July's fragmented experiences into a single, sacred lesson. This moon does not close the book. She bookmarks a page in the soul's journal, marking a place you'll return to with reverence in the months ahead. So if you feel tender right now, good. If you feel raw, open, undone, that is your soul receiving the truth. This moon asks nothing more than your attention, and in return, she offers alignment. The most powerful thing you can do right now is not strive, but sense. Let yourself feel your way forward. Let the emotional atmosphere wrap around you like a spiritual cocoon, because yes, you are still transforming. Yes, you are still shedding. And yes, you are still worthy, even in the in-between. Especially in the in-between. Energetically, this moon hums with nostalgia, softness, and unseen truths. It invites you to look back without bitterness, to reflect without judgment. The moon at the end of July carries the flavor of the past without pulling you into regression. It's a subtle nudge to reread emotional pages you once skimmed over, to feel what you weren't ready to feel before. This is the moon of echoing, dreams and faint whispers from your guides. You may find yourself drawn to music that once healed you. Memories that once haunted you may now feel neutral, even gentle. Why? Because you've changed. You've alchemized. This is the moon reminding you of the distance you've traveled spiritually, even if the outer milestones haven't appeared. Yet, she is teaching you to honor the unseen progress, the inner revolutions. Not everything must be loud to be real. Let's be clear. If you feel like things are on hold right now, you're not stuck. You're in cosmic stillness, a necessary pause before the next wave of forward motion. This is not stagnation. This is alignment work happening behind the veil. Think of it like a caterpillar in the final moments of the cocoon, still, silent, seemingly inactive, yet in truth, undergoing the final quantum leap into flight. This moon is the cocoon's hush. The transformation is almost complete, but you must respect the pause. Do not leap prematurely into August just to escape the discomfort of this in-between. There is still gold in the silence, still guidance. In the gaps, the moon is guiding you not to move forward, but to sink deeper into knowing, into presence, into trust. This stillness is your teacher. During this lunar moment, your subconscious is loud, but not in words. It speaks in symbols, synchronicities, sensations. Dreams may intensify. Inner child memories may rise. Old wounds might ache softly, asking not to be solved, but simply seen. Your intuition is louder than your logic for a reason. The moon speaks in the language of the unseen, and you, dear chosen one, are sensitive enough to receive it. Don't ignore the messages coming through feelings, body sensations, or energetic nudges. These are not random. They are your soul's sacred signals. Let the moon be your translator. Let your emotional body speak without shame. You don't need to understand every message, just listen. Your soul is speaking volumes through your silence. Above all, this moon is a mirror. It reflects not just light, but truth. Not just endings, but essence. It's asking you to look at what has shifted in you over the past month, at the emotional wisdom you've earned, at the spiritual weight you've laid down. There is sacred meaning in your exhaustion. divine instruction in your desire to retreat. You are not lazy. You are integrating. You are not avoiding life. You are metabolizing truth. The moon knows this, and she honors it. So should you. This moon does not judge you for needing rest, stillness, or solitude. She celebrates it. She knows that rest is a portal to rebirth, and right now, that portal is open. Walk through it slowly. Honor the reflection. Witness who you're becoming, because it is nothing short of miraculous. You may be feeling deeply tired right now, not the kind of tired that sleep can cure, but a soul-level exhaustion, a weariness in the bones of your being. This is not burnout. This is not failure. This is sacred depletion, the emptying, that comes after spiritual initiation. July brought waves, emotional confrontations, karmic unravelings, sudden insights that cracked open old armor. You've been walking through psychic fire, shedding skins, rewriting codes you didn't even realize you were still carrying. And now, the moon offers stillness. The moon invites you to finally lay down the weapons, not just physical, but energetic. The defensiveness, the self-judgment, the pressure to be healed, fixed, whole. This moon says, you already are whole. You're just remembering it. Your tiredness is not something to push through. It is a divine signal, an initiation marker, a signpost that says, you've made it through something. Now pause and absorb what that means. Allow yourself the space to feel tired without guilt, to rest without proving your worth, because only in the stillness can the deeper wisdom rise. This moon is mirroring back to you everything you've been dancing with all month long. Emotional themes from early July may resurface now, not to haunt you, but to offer you clarity. It is not regression. It is reflection. Think of the patterns you've seen, the relational triggers, the ancestral echoes, the inner child responses that flared unexpectedly. They are looping now, not because you're stuck, but because the moon is showing you the pattern from a higher place. You've evolved. You're not standing in the same emotional frequency anymore. And from this elevated vantage point, you can finally see the root. You may feel suddenly aware of behaviors that no longer match your soul's vibration. You may feel done with certain roles, stories, or entanglements, not with bitterness, but with peace. That's the gift of this moon, to close loops through understanding, not through force, to see the emotional imprint without being entangled in it. You're not who you were at the start of July, and this lunar checkpoint is here to show you just how much you've softened, awakened, and grown out there. Maybe a strong, unexplainable urge to withdraw right now, to unplug, turn inward, cocoon. You might feel overstimulated by the world, hypersensitive to noise, uninterested in social chatter. Honor that. This is not avoidance. It is alignment. Your system is attuning to subtler frequencies, and the outer world may feel too loud for what your soul is whispering. This moon is speaking through the silence, through the journal page, through the flicker in a dream, through the memory that arises while washing dishes. Don't ignore these quiet portals. The urge to be alone is not loneliness. It is spiritual refinement. The hermit is sacred in this season. Withdraw so that you can return with clarity. Take walks without your phone. Let your thoughts unravel without interruption. The moon is speaking in symbols now. You'll miss them if you don't slow down. The deeper guidance doesn't shout. It waits for your stillness. And this moon is asking, will you listen even when it's not convenient? Will you honor what you feel even if no one else understands it? Now is the time to say yes. Your dreams may be speaking louder than your waking thoughts. The veil is thin. You may be receiving visitations, ancestors, guides, memories of other timelines, even prophecies. Don't dismiss what feels symbolic. This moon activates the subconscious realms, and your soul is more open now than it has been in weeks. Flashes of insight may come through your body. Gut instinct tingles down your spine, sudden waves of knowing. Trust them. Logic is not your compass right now. Intuition is. This moon is not concerned with what makes sense. It's concerned with what feels true. You may notice a spike in synchronicities, numbers, animals, conversations that echo something you just thought. These are breadcrumbs from the universe, guiding you gently through this final spiritual corridor. You are not making it up. You are tuning in. And the moon is amplifying your ability to hear the soft, sacred yes and the silent, subtle no. Listen inward. Write down your dreams. Trace the patterns. There are hidden messages waiting to be decoded, and your soul already knows the language. There is karma unraveling now, quietly, beneath the surface. Not dramatic, not explosive, but clear. You may suddenly understand why certain patterns repeated. You may feel a weight lift without knowing exactly why. That's because karmic threads are being released in energetic silence. July brought you lessons that stretched across lifetimes. And now, as the moon wanes, the karmic cords dissolve, not with effort, but with awareness. You don't need to fix what's already been forgiven. You only need to witness the completion. If someone falls out of your field, let them. If a situation resolves without your intervention, trust it. If an old wound reopens, meet it with compassion, not analysis. The moon is dissolving densities now, and your job is to honor the emotional echoes without clinging to the past. This is the part of the story where the energy shifts subtly, softly, but profoundly. Feel it. You've earned this release. You may be feeling disoriented in time, like July. Both flew by and stretched infinitely. This is not your imagination. Time has been bending, slowing, speeding, morphing, all to accommodate your spiritual transformation. The moon, as the ruler of time cycles and tides, now offers you a moment to recalibrate your internal clock. You are no longer moving by external schedules. Your soul has its own rhythm, and the final moon of July is inviting you to align with it. You may feel like you're floating in between, not quite where you were, but not fully in the new. That is exactly where you are meant to be. This is the sacred in-between. The place where the caterpillar is neither crawling nor flying. The place where transformation is not visible, but deeply underway. Don't rush this part. Don't force clarity. Instead, anchor into what's real right now. Ground yourself in simple rituals. Let your nervous system catch up with your soul's expansion. Let the moon guide you back to the heartbeat of the present. Because presence is power, and it is here that the next frequency will find you. Tears may be flowing now, not because something is wrong, but because something is ready to be released. Crying is not weakness, it is alchemy. It is the sacred exhale of the emotional body, washing away old frequencies so new codes can integrate. This moon is a portal of purging. Don't suppress the wave. Let it crash. Let it carry out what is no longer yours to hold. You are not too sensitive. You are finely tuned. That is your gift, not your burden. So if you find yourself crying for no reason, aching with emotion, feeling the weight of something intangible, trust it. These are the final emotional threads of July's initiations being lifted from your field. Don't analyze it. Don't contain it. Let your body release in the way it needs to. This is how healing happens now, not through force, but through flow. You are not falling apart. You are finally letting go. There's a quiet magic in the air, a lull, a lullaby, a pause between pages. This moon holds space for integration, the most often overlooked part of spiritual evolution. You've received activations all month, downloads, disruptions, breakthroughs. But wisdom doesn't land in the receiving, it lands in the resting. That's what this moon is for. To let the light codes sink in, to let your body remember, to allow your spirit to reorient. You may feel like you're in a void, and that is holy. The void is not absence, it is gestation. It is where seeds begin to root. Don't distract yourself from this sacred, quiet. Let your mind rest. Let your nervous system downshift. Let the silence be enough. Because in this stillness, you are digesting lifetimes. In this stillness, your next timeline is crystallizing, not with effort, but with presence. And the moon is here, cradling you in her invisible light, whispering, you don't need to do more. You just need to feel what's here. As the final moon of July settles in, you're being guided to cleanse, not just your space, but your spirit. There are fragments of energy clinging from old interactions, digital noise, unconscious agreements. This is the perfect time to clear it. Smoke cleanse your aura. Take a salt bath. Wash your sheets. Delete the messages you keep rereading but won't respond to. Release. Burn a letter you never sent. Speak the words you've been swallowing, even if only to yourself. This moon supports all forms of energetic hygiene. Because clarity doesn't come from thinking harder, it comes from lightening your field. Let the moon be your mirror. She releases light each night until she becomes new again. You are allowed to do the same. Let what's heavy fall away. You don't need to carry the dust of July into August. And as you cleanse physically, emotionally, spiritually, you make space for the next chapter to enter cleanly. The moon is not asking you to leap into August. She's asking you to end July with honor, with presence, with depth. This is not the time for next steps. It is the time for sacred endings. The culture may push you to start something new, to set goals, to jump ahead. But your soul knows better. Your soul is still closing the ceremony of July. Let yourself linger in this sacred space. Light a candle and reflect. Write a release letter to the version of you that July sculpted. Sit with the questions. What did I learn? What am I ready to lay down? What truth surfaced that I can no longer ignore? This moon is your final chance to close loops that don't belong in your next frequency. Not by force, but by reverence. You are not behind. You are on divine time. And the more you honor what's ending, the more gracefully you will step into what's next. The moon is whispering, slow down, beloved. There's wisdom in the stillness. There's power in the pause. Let yourself receive it in the quiet moments. Of this moon, your inner voice grows louder, clearer, more insistent. It does not shout with urgency or demand immediate action. No, it speaks softly, like a lover's whisper, like the gentle rustle of leaves stirred by a midnight breeze. This inner voice is your truest compass. It has nothing to prove, nothing to chase. Yet it holds everything you need. Clarity, peace, direction. You are being called not to listen to the clamor of schedules, to-do lists, or external pressures, but to honor the sacred stillness within. The outer world may race toward August's bright promises, but your soul's time is measured by a different clock. Your rhythm is deeper, ancient, cyclical. This moon teaches you that the space between endings and beginnings is sacred ground, a fertile soil where your next step takes root. Resist the urge to rush into what's next. Instead, create space to hear your soul's true longing. This is not a time for frantic planning, but for patient attunement. When you listen without judgment, without haste, you will find the thread that guides you forward, a thread woven not from fear or obligation, but from love and knowing. One of the most potent ways to honor this moon is through writing, not casual journaling, but sacred release. Take your pen and paper and write letters you may never send. Letters to people, parts of yourself, past versions, fears, hopes, or dreams. Pour out the emotional residue that clings to July's close. This act of writing is alchemical. It transforms invisible energies into tangible form, allowing you to witness what needs to be acknowledged and released. These letters become vessels for your soul's purification. Write without editing, write without expectation, write with raw honesty and deep compassion. As you release your words onto paper, you are creating space within space for healing, for forgiveness, for liberation. This ritual is a sacred dialogue with your subconscious, a ceremony that bridges what is ending with what wants to be born. When the letters are complete, choose to keep them, burn them, bury them, whatever feels right. Know that this act honors the moon's energy of closure and cleansing, aligning your emotional field with the highest good. Writing is not just expression, it is sacred surrender. The energy of this moon urges you to close emotional loops that have lingered in your heart, whether conscious or unconscious. These loops may be old wounds, unresolved conversations, or inner conflicts that surface with unexpected intensity. Rather than pushing these feelings away, meet them with sacred presence. Offer yourself permission to feel what has been buried. The moon is your celestial midwife, helping birth new awareness from the womb of your emotions. Imagine each loop as a circle, gently unraveling, softening with your breath. You may not need answers, but you do need acknowledgement, the simple, act of recognizing what has been unspoken. When you grant these loops completion, you release the energetic cords that tether you to past pain or limitation. This release is not about forgetting or erasing. It is about transforming, transmuting, and reclaiming your power. Allow yourself to feel the fullness of this process, knowing it is a sacred rite of passage. By closing these emotional circles, you free your spirit to move forward lighter, clearer, more radiant. Before you leap into the expansive energy of August, take this moon as a final offering of July's wisdom. This is the time to gather the lessons, insights, and shifts that have unfolded beneath the surface. What has July taught you about your boundaries, your desires, your resilience? What shadows have danced into your light, demanding your attention? Reflect on the spiritual codes that July etched into your soul. Integration is the bridge between transformation and manifestation. Without it, new beginnings can feel scattered or hollow. This moon calls you to pause and weave those lessons into your core, to digest the changes on every level: emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual. Trust that even the challenges you faced were sacred teachers, each a stepping stone on your path. Your soul grows not by avoiding hardship, but by embracing it with grace and curiosity. Carry this wisdom gently as you step forward. It will be the foundation upon which the next phase of your awakening will build stronger, wiser, and more aligned than ever.